Hey guys, what's up? My name is Francis and welcome back to my channel.
In the stillness somewhere above, the city lights, you're falling in love.
Right, so in today's video, I'm going to be giving you 5 tips on how you can get beautiful cinematic shots by just applying these the next time you fly. But I'm actually only going to be giving you 4 of them. The 5th one is from a special guest, so make sure you stick around and see who it is.
You gotta let go, light as a feather.
Right, so tip number 1 is to always use D-Cinelike. This is a professional picture profile which gives you a low saturation and a high dynamic range of them colours and them shades coming into your image. And the reason why I say it's very important to use is because when you take this footage to color grade, you're going to have a lot more dynamic to play with. You're going to have a lot more details in them shadows and a lot more details in them highlights. So when you do add them S-curves, or when you do start to add in grades and different feels and temperatures into your footage, you've got a massive range to play with, and it won't overcompensate them shadows or them highlights, and it will just look 100 times more professional, and it'll give you that chance to get that beautiful cinematic look. Easy! Okay, tip number 2 is really important, but this is something I see a lot of people not doing at the moment, and that is using your histograms to make sure you get the right exposure. So if you go into your histograms, you can actually add in a little tab and it goes onto the front of your screen when you are flying. Now when you are setting your shutter speeds and your ISO, you want to keep your ISO as low as possible to keep the grain away from your video. Nobody likes grain, you do not want grain in your videos. And then you want to try and bring down that shutter speed as low as you can. You then look onto your histograms and you just want to get that lovely curve sort of in the middle. So you're not clipping on them blacks so it's underexposed, nor clipping on them whites to make it overexposed. You want a nice even middle, and by doing this the histograms really does help, and this will also help with D-Cinelike picture profile. And if you add these 2 tips, this combination in together, nothing is stopping you from getting the perfect image. Right, number 3 is another addition to the picture profile, and this is your white balance. You need to use this white balance correctly and in the right way. So I would never use auto white balance because the white balance is forever change, and if you take that into grade, you're going to have a real tough time to find that perfect definition that you're looking for. The white balance would be shot, it would be going up and down, left and right. You do not want it. It's just going to give you a headache in the future. So you can use the manual settings which can help. So if it's a cloudy day, there is a cloudy white balance you can use, and if it's a sunny day, there's obviously one for that, and so on and so forth. You can also create your own white balance, and it's very easy to do so, and I highly recommend doing the white balance properly and correctly. Okay, and the next one is to use a wide range of frames per second to give your videos that extra dynamic. I'm a bit of a sucker for slow motion, and I used to shoot all of my videos at 60 frames a second or 120 frames per second, and I thought it was cool because you can slow it down, it looks more cinematic. But I'm actually noticing now these days that I'm starting to use 25 frames, 30 frames a lot more often, because I actually like that high speed and it gives you that extra edge sometimes to your videos. But what looks even more professional is if you use a range of all of them. So if you get some shots at 24 frames per second, so you've got that high speed action packed shot, and then you also want to bring in some 60 frames a second so you can slow it down. But sometimes it's putting them all together to make this beautiful timeline to show that you're not just a one-trick pony. You know, I think some of the best videos can be when there's a big dynamic of lots of different things happening, and you can do this by using different frames per second in your videos. So yeah, that's something I'm working on for myself, but I really see a big difference to people that use different frame rates. Right guys, we are now going to the 5th and final bonus tip. We are now heading over to Mike from Drone Supremacy.
What's up everybody, this is Mike from Drone Supremacy, and first of all, huge thanks to Francis for having me on his channel. It's a huge privilege to be collaborating with somebody that's so talented, and I really enjoy your work, dude. So once again, thanks for having me. Now, as far as tips for flying the DJI MAVIC AIR, I have to say I've been flying it for the past 5 months, ever since it came out. I'm really in love with that drone, but one of my favorite things about it is the intelligent flight mode selection. The intelligent flight modes that you can choose from give you so much flexibility, and especially if you're a one-man show, they give you a unique perspective sometimes that otherwise you wouldn't be able to achieve. So depending on the location where you're shooting at, you can use different flight modes to enhance your footage, make it a bit more interesting, even more professional looking. Personally, if I'm in a wide open area, I'm always shooting in cinematic mode. That slows down the reaction time of the sticks and gives you a lot smoother footage to work with. On the contrary, if the area is tight and I don't have a lot of space to fly, I'm switching to tripod mode. That makes the movement of the drone a lot smoother, a lot slower, and the shots are becoming much better. Another mode that I really like using is active track. It makes it so much easier to follow an object. Quick shots are amazing when I'm out in the wild by myself and I want to include myself in the shot. That makes it so much more engaging for the viewer, and it's just so much more interesting than just shooting the nature around you. So to summarize, learn as much as you can about the intelligent flight modes of the DJI MAVIC AIR and use them smart to your advantage. This will allow you to create some extremely nice looking footage that otherwise would be a bit more difficult to capture. That being said, guys, thanks again to Francis for having me on his channel. I'm really looking forward to collaborating with him a lot more in the future. This is Mike from Drone Supremacy. Have a good one.
Thank you so much, mate, for being a part of today. Please check out Drone Supremacy's channel if you want to check out the video that we've done for his channel. That will be linked at the end of this video, so make sure you click it and have a watch. I love Mike's work, and his cinematography is on point. So thank you so much, mate, for being a part of today. Also, check out this incredible montage that Mike has made. Have a look. Thank you so much, Mike, for being a part of my channel today, and I just want to give you a double thumbs up, mate. It's been incredible having you, and your work is on point. And as always, if you are new, please hit subscribe, turn on channel notifications, and make sure you check out Drone Supremacy's vlog for another tricks and tips video on DJI drones. Peace out, take care, and I love you lots. Peace.